Picture this. You've just had an absolutely incredibly comfortable weekend. You know the kind, right? You slept in, you binged watched your favorite shows, you ate some really wonderful food, and you had literally zero demands placed on your time. You've been resting, indulging even. And yet, as the sun begins to set and Sunday night rolls around, you feel it. There's this strange, quiet, hollow emptiness creeping in. It's almost like a heavy sensation right in the center of your chest. I mean, you did everything that was supposed to make you feel good, everything that was supposed to recharge your batteries. So why do you feel so remarkably empty? Or consider another really familiar scenario. You go away on a beautiful holiday. You travel to this gorgeous destination, you take stunning photos, eat at incredible restaurants, and you genuinely, truly enjoy the moment while you're there. It is the absolute peak of modern comfort. But then, the trip ends. You unpack your suitcase, return to your normal routine, and bam, you are immediately hit with this unshakable inner void. All of that comfort, all of that pleasure, and yet it seemingly did nothing to fortify you from the inside out. It's a strange, almost embarrassing disappointment, isn't it? Because when the music stops, when the entertainment fades to black, and when the vacation ends, we're so often left sitting alone in a quiet room with a very haunting question. What is all this for? If you have ever felt this way, you really need to know something incredibly important right now. This feeling of being unsupported from within, this feeling that something deeper is missing, despite having a totally comfortable life, is not a flaw in your psychology. No, it's deeply, fundamentally human. Section 1. The limits of pleasure and why happiness alone cannot sustain us. Okay, let's dive into this explainer and look at exactly why positive feelings, as absolutely wonderful as they are only temporary reactions. In psychological research, this widespread modern phenomenon is actually referred to as the existential vacuum. Basically, it's an inner emptiness that becomes glaringly obvious the very moment we aren't distracted. You see, human beings today are in a pretty unique historical position. We no longer have to spend every waking second simply surviving, and many of the old traditions that automatically dictated how we should live, well, they've faded. And the result? We have a tremendous amount of free time and resources. We literally have the means to live comfortably, but we wake up realizing we have no meaning to live for. We're just caught in a vacuum. And this brings us right back to that Sunday night feeling, which, believe it or not, psychologists have actually given a name. They call it Sunday neurosis. It's that specific, heavy depression that afflicts people when the busy week is finally over. Throughout the week, the rush of work, the deadlines, the sheer momentum of our schedules, it all acts as a distraction. We're running so fast we don't even realize we're running on empty. But on Sunday evening, when the quiet hours strip away all of those distractions, the lack of deeper content in our lives becomes painfully apparent. It completely reveals the absolute limits of mere relaxation. Section 2. Pleasure versus meaning. Two completely different directions we can steer our existence toward. Let's contrast these two concepts directly, because confusing them is a major source of modern unhappiness. Pleasure is a comfort. It soothes us, it entertains us, and it gives us a really nice temporary break from the harshness of the world. But here's the catch. It is fundamentally passive. Meaning, on the other hand, is active. Meaning is like the structural integrity of the human mind. Pleasure might comfort you on a quiet evening, sure, but meaning is what actually helps you keep going through difficulty, through periods of total emptiness, and through the long, grueling stretches of uncertainty that make up a human life. You can actually see the difference super clearly in the questions they prompt us to ask ourselves. Pleasure asks a very immediate, kind of short-sighted question. Does this feel good right now? Meaning asks a much heavier, deeply stabilizing question. Is this worth living for? If you only ask the first question, you're going to find yourself on a never-ending treadmill. Chasing small pleasures only works briefly, simply because good feelings fade so fast. But when you ask, is this worth living for? Well, that's when you begin to build something permanent. Section 3. The modern happiness trap and the illusion of a tensionless state. This is where society often leads us astray. Notice the overpromises of modern life we are constantly surrounded by. We're talking endless entertainment, constant consumption, the never-ending scroll of social media distraction. Society constantly promises us that these are the ultimate cures for our dissatisfaction. If you feel bad, just treat yourself, right? But when we try to fill an existential vacuum with empty pleasure, we actually just make the void larger. You simply cannot cure a lack of meaning with a surplus of entertainment. It doesn't work. What modern psychology reveals is that humans are not actually sustained by perfect comfort or absolute equilibrium. We literally do not thrive in a tensionless state. What we actually need is what's sometimes called nuodynamics. It's a fancy term, but it just means a healthy internal tension. Think of it like a rubber band stretched gently between 2 points. One point is who you are right now, today. The other point is a potential meaning, a freely chosen task or a responsibility that is waiting to be fulfilled specifically by you. We actually need that healthy pulling tension to feel fully alive. There is an age-old psychological truth that perfectly captures this reality. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. I really want you to just linger on that for a second. When you have a why, a deeper reason to actually get out of bed in the morning, you develop this incredible resilience. A deeper why is what carries us through the long stretches of disappointment, the career setbacks, the relationship struggles, and the quiet loneliness. Your why becomes your anchor when the how of daily life gets rough. Section 4, what actually sustains us, the architecture of meaning. Because when the chips are really down, it is never pleasure that helps you endure. Psychologically speaking, there are 3 primary avenues through which human beings find deeper direction. The first is by creating a work or doing a deed, contributing something tangible to the world. The second is by encountering someone or experiencing love. This means stepping completely outside of your own ego to truly see and care for another person. And the third avenue is the attitude we take to our challenges. How do we carry our burdens when circumstances are totally out of our control? Notice what these 3 things have in common. They all pull us out of our own self-absorption. They direct our focus outward. Section 5. Meaning is not grand, but rather the extraordinary ordinary. Now, let's be clear about what we mean here. We aren't talking about generic self-help pressure to go out and change the entire world. True meaning is so deeply grounded. If you look back at the hardest seasons of your life, what actually got you through? It was likely a person you love who needed you, a quiet responsibility you carried, like just providing for your family, a promise you kept to a friend, or simply good, honest work that you refused to betray, no matter how exhausted you were. Meaning resides in the most ordinary, quiet commitments of our daily lives. It's hidden right in plain sight, often in the very responsibilities we so frequently view as burdens. And this completely flips our entire perspective upside down. We spend so much time looking up at the sky, asking the universe, what is the meaning of my life? But the truth is, life is questioning us daily and hourly. We are the ones being asked. Every situation, every relationship, every challenge that is placed in front of you is life asking you, so how will you respond? Our answer isn't found in abstract meditation or sitting on a beach somewhere. Our answer is given through taking responsibility for the people and the tasks standing right in front of us. Section 6. The proper place of happiness, a final reflection. As we draw this explainer to a close, if you've been chasing comfort and still feeling empty, please understand that your mind is working perfectly. It's a call to action. The problem is not happiness itself. Happiness is wonderful. You should absolutely enjoy those comfortable weekends and those beautiful holidays when they come. The real problem is expecting happiness to do the heavy lifting that only meaning can do. Pleasure can make your life pleasant, absolutely, but meaning makes your life possible. So as you go forward from here, consider looking away from the pursuit of just feeling good and look instead toward the quiet responsibilities, the unfinished work, and the people who need you. Ask yourself, what is life asking of you today?